As you can see, the very people that you are watching who are telling you that you can do it, you can be successful and hold a marriage, you can disappear for months and then from your husband and hold a marriage, they are getting divorced. My wife was watching her usual shows and she let me know that Nia Long has now been cheated on by her husband.
Everybody has to define their relationship for themselves. Like everyone has a different understanding, a different agreement, and you have to do what works for your particular family, especially when you're both working and you have busy schedules. Women are super women, but we also have to recharge our batteries. And I've learned, especially in this COVID time, to really examine how I'm balancing my work-home life in a different way.
That was Nia Long talking about her relationship with Ime Udoka to ET back in 2020. Now she's speaking out amid scandal, Udoka's alleged infidelity coming to light and possibly costing him his job.
There are things to learn here, guys. I heard that even Jay-Z has stepped out of his marriage at some point, and Beyonce is meant to be one of the most sought after women. And now Tia Mowry has now also filed for divorce against her husband.
It's been a little over a month since Tia shocked her fans by announcing she'd filed for divorce from her husband, Corey Hardrict, after 14 years of marriage. And the reason why this news came as a shock was because, from the outside, Tia and Corey seemed like the ultimate relationship goals. And Tia always talked about how she couldn't imagine her life without Corey.
I see Corey as my partner in crime. You know, it's like, I'm not doing this alone.
So
he's like a part of my body. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, it's like if it's, I can't even visualize myself, you know, without Corey.
These are all high-flying, beautiful, sought-after women. And yet, these men who they married are still cheating on them. What is the lesson here? Of course, we know that there are men who are just scumbags and are just going to cheat on anyone. They're not the kind of people you marry. And I don't think these people, well, I had my doubts about Jay-Z. I had my doubts about Jay-Z. And then obviously you got Dr. Dre, who's also, his wife is called for divorce as well. Again, I had my doubts about those people as well, because I used to listen to gangster rap when I was younger, and I did not think these people were marriage material in the first place. So when I saw that they got married, I was shocked because of some of the lyrics of their music. But people like Tia's husband, Nia Long's husband, I don't know what their background is. What is wrong here? Because at the core, we can say the old ways preserved marriage better because everyone had their gender roles. There's an argument to be made for that. And I know a lot of people will make this argument in the comment section. But then what do we say about the new way where women are high flying and the men are high flying and both maybe don't see each other for a while? This is the reality because Tia is on multiple shows and I don't know whether her husband is a baller or some form of businessman. He goes away for a while. What is to be said for that dynamic? He doesn't come home to her. She probably stays in a hotel or whatever, goes away for months on end, and he does the same. How do we expect these marriages to last? Given the scenario I just painted, I don't know whether that's exactly how their lifestyle is, but I would imagine that would have been their lifestyle at some point. There is a conversation here, guys. Because in my mind, I'm thinking Nia Long is, when I was younger, I thought she was one of the most beautiful women in the world. I think to myself, how can a man cheat on her? But it happens. And there's a reason for it. And we need to discuss that reason. Guys, I'm going to research this issue a little bit more. And I'll come back again to give you my thoughts on it. I just want to kind of get some more details about what went wrong, what happened. And then we can have a discussion about it. But I really do think we need to stop lying to young ladies about the current day of building a family and what to do to sustain one. Because as you can see, the very people that you are watching who are telling you that you can do it, you can be successful and hold a marriage, you can disappear for months and then from your husband and hold a marriage, they are getting divorced and they're the ones initiating it. And at some point, the men end up stepping out. Why? What's going on? Is it because the men are scumbags, or is it because there's something else going on that they're not telling you about, even though they're going to smile on the camera? I was watching a program with my wife, one of the Marys. Her husband also cheated on her. Prior to that, I could tell there was a level of fakeness in some of their uploads. I could just see it, that this was not real. And I was not surprised when I heard that he had stepped out, because you can see it. You can tell. People act for the camera and they tell you, oh, it's so amazing, it's so lovely, but you have no idea what's going on in the house. And that's what Instagram is for. They lie to you. Guys, let me know what you think of this topic. If you know any more about some of these topics, Nia Long, the Mary Marys, Dr. Dre and his wife, Beyonce and Jay-Z, Tia and her husband, and so many more who are beginning to get divorced, share it in the comments, leave a like on the video, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next one.
He told me that he had been unfaithful, and he told me that it had been years back, and he thought that if he just stopped and just kept moving forward, it would be fine. And he said he didn't have peace and he couldn't rest. And so we talked about it, and strangely enough, I kind of knew it, but I suspected it, but I was like, well, I don't see any evidence. I don't feel that. And it got dark, of course, first.
What do you mean by got dark?
You get angry. You go, okay, I'm good. I'm out. I got my own money. I can do this by myself. You live your life. I'm good. Look at me. This will be fine. But then I began to think about my commitment and what I said to God and how I said for better or for worse. And I really began to think about him. And I asked myself, is he a mistake or did he make a mistake? And I believe he was a good man that made a mistake, and there's a difference. And so
You went to therapy?
we went to therapy. We sat with my bishop.